Another Monday, and I'm coming at you with another tier list ranking positions in Major League Baseball. We did shortstops last week, and you guys enjoyed it. You guys love the tier list on the channel. Some of you were upset that I put Brandon Crawford as average and Francisco Lindor as superstar. We're not talking about just play on this year. We're talking about in general. So keep that in mind when I'm doing these rankings. But hey, I ask to see your opinions in the comment section below. So even if I don't like them, feel free to keep putting them down there. That's exactly what I want with these videos. That's what I'm looking for. And with the first baseman, I'd imagine that there's probably going to be a lot of disagreements. There's a lot of like really good talent, a lot of really average talent, and some even bad players. Kind of like every position, we just have a plethora of talent in Major League Baseball. So drop a like on the video if you enjoy it and you want to see more tier lists on the channel. 2,500 likes, you know that's what we're looking for. Subscribe if you're new and you enjoy the content. Click that sub button, join the team. You won't miss out on anything. You'll get notified when I upload. Follow me on all my social media, GiraffeNeckMarc, links in the description. And I have a giveaway winner for a signed Fernando Tatis picture that was from Auction of Champions to announce. Shout out to them. Here's all the names in the list. We're gonna click randomize once. Who's ever on the top wins this Tatis photo. Auction of Champions will contact you. And the winner is lolmoses@gmail.com. Congratulations. Auction of Champions will reach out to you on how to get your Fernando Tatis signed picture. So let's start ranking some first basemen. Here we go. Superstar, all-star, good, average, below average, and trash. You saw it last episode. This is how we're doing it over here. And we're getting it started off with a really, really good first baseman, Anthony Rizzo. I feel like people don't give Rizzo enough credit. Rizzo is just so good. He's a superstar. I think he's one of the top 3 first basemen in Major League Baseball. You put him in that category, he's an elite fielder. He's got great plate discipline. He plays all the time. He's healthy. He's a superstar. Whether or not you think he's exciting or one of the best, that's okay. But he is definitely a top first baseman in the game. He's just kind of quiet. So I think that's why he doesn't get as much love. And on a team with the Cubs where you have stars like Baez and Bryant as well, Rizzo gets forgotten about. But Rizzo just continues to always be really good. Like his 162 game average from 2014 till now is 32 homers, 35 doubles, and an 890 OPS with great defense. That's disgusting to me. Okay, they put Bobby Bradley as the first baseman for the Indians. That's not really the case. He's not the first baseman. So I think he's a young, talented player that's good. We haven't seen him, I think, at the major league level this year. Haven't seen him in a couple seasons. He's got a plus bat. I'm just going to put him in average right now just because we need to see more of Bobby Bradley. And if it was Jake Bauers, well, Jake Bauers just kind of goes in trash. He's not very good. Brandon Belt. I will put Brandon Belt in the good category. I don't think Brandon Belt is one of the top like 5, 10 first basemen in Major League Baseball. He's right on the cusp. And while he had a great year last year in the short season and off to a decent start now, when you're talking about first baseman, I just can't put a guy who hits like 20 homers and has like right around an 800 OPS as an all-star caliber guy when there's just better first basemen out there. So for me, he's good. He's definitely a good first baseman, just not one of the absolute best. Bobby Dahlbeck. Oh, where do I put Bobby Dahlbeck? Bobby Dahlbeck, like, I'm going to be biased here. I really like him as a player. I love his power. I think he's got crazy sick pop. I mean, everyone thinks that. That's what everyone likes about him. But defensively, he's fine. I mean, he's heating up now, but he hasn't been playing well overall this year. I think for right now, I'm going to put Bobby D, Throbby D, right in the average category because I think that his ceiling's it's a strong ceiling. His floor's just kind of average though, and right now he's kind of playing at that floor level. CJ Cron. CJ Cron is weird because CJ Cron is actually pretty good, but CJ Cron has the problem of 1, he has absolute stone hands in the field. He's terrible at first base, and 2, he's always getting hurt. So I'm gonna put him in the good category as well with Brandon Belt. He might move into average though, but same thing, just like a good first baseman. For Colin Moran, man, Colin Moran's tough. He's played well recently, but I just think he's an average first baseman. I don't have high hopes for Colin Moran. I don't see him ever being a Brandon Belt type player, and I don't ever see him being much better than he already is. Short sample size of him playing well. I'm okay with putting Colin Moran in average. Like, he's just gonna end up probably being a guy who just hits some home runs. That's about it, which then makes me feel like I should probably put CJ Cron in average. Yeah, I'm gonna also put CJ Cron in average too. Carlos Santana. Carlos Santana is really good. I think Carlos Santana goes right in the same category as Brandon Belt good. I don't think he's one of the all-star first basemen. Like, he will have some all-star years, but he has an elite eye at the plate. One of the best. He walks more than he strikes out, which is insane. That alone gives him immense value. Defensively, whatever, it's first base, not a huge deal. He's not terrible. And he does have some pop on that bat, switch hitter. He's a really good first baseman. He's the kind of guy with a lot of good players around him. He's perfect at first base for you. Gets on base, puts the ball in play, walks, does his thing. Christian Walker. Oh, I think Christian Walker's also in the category of good, but that's by South Carolina bias talking. I think Christian Walker's probably more so average. He's probably around that like 17 to 13 range ranking first baseman. On a good day, he's great defensively. He has a good glove. He's got a strong bat, but at first base, you have to be more than average. And it feels like when I'm comparing him to some of these other guys, he is real good. Small sample, I think he's just average right now. Eric Hosmer. I want to put Eric Hosmer in the all-star category. I really do. Eric Hosmer has turned into a very, very good player, and it's because of one thing, launch angle. He's learned to hit the ball in the air, and that has went from hard ground balls to being hard line drives and fly balls, which leads leads to home runs. But I think, to be fair, I'm going to put Eric Hosmer in the good category. I think right now, again, small sample of him being this good, but he's been an all-star caliber first baseman. You're going to see I'm very tough. I'm very critical. I have an idea of who I want in those top 2 tiers. Hosmer's right on the cusp. He's very, very good. And with a good, strong 2021, he's going into that all-star category for sure. Evan White, I hate to do this. I really do. But right now, Evan White, man, I think he has to go in trash. No, he has to go in below average. The glove is sick. He's possibly the best fielding first baseman all of baseball, but the bat is trash level for sure. So like even it out below average because defense really isn't that important at first. I think he'll end up being a good player. He's so young, he's talented, but he just can't hit at the major league level right now. He's struggling. Freddie Freeman, superstar. Easy. Freddie Freeman, superstar. Best first baseman in Major League Baseball, hands down, without a doubt. He's a stud. He's a beast. He's good in the field. He's good at the plate. He's got a great eye. There's nothing not to like about Freddie Freeman. He is the best first baseman in baseball. And even though the rankings inside the tiers don't matter, I'm putting him at number 1, so everybody knows he is the best. Jose Abreu. Oh, where do I put you? You just won an MVP. You know what? I don't care. I'm putting Jose Abreu in the superstar category. People hate me for this take. People get so mad that I say Jose Abreu is good. But Jose Abreu is a stud. He's a beast. He won the MVP last year. All he does is absolutely raking at the first base position when you hit like Jose Abreu does. And I know he can walk a little bit more. I know he doesn't have speed. He's not a great base runner. But the dude just absolutely mashes. I think he's superstar level. He won an MVP last year. He's a beast. He's a stud. This one's people are gonna be mad at. People are gonna be super mad. Jesus Aguilar. I think Jesus Aguilar is an average first base. I think he's very average. I think he's great for this Marlins team. I think he's a great leader. I think he has a lot of intangibles. But at the end of the day, when you look at first baseman in the league, he just can't go that high. He is average. Josh Bell. Josh Bell's not good. Josh Bell is not good. Josh Bell is below average. I'm waiting for Josh Bell to wake up again like he did in that half of a season with Pittsburgh. But ever since that second half of the year, he has been arguably horrendous. And like, I'm only putting him in below average because there's a glimmer of hope. There's a chance that maybe he turns it around. But boy, he has not looked like it. He's been so bad. G-Man Choi also goes in average. He's a part of this group. I mean, he's more of a platoon first baseman, if anything. So it's tough to really grade him. But G-Man is just average. Like, I love him. He does great against righties. Mash is there. But if you can't play against the other side, I don't know how I say you're much better than average. Like, he's great at what he does. But overall, I'm not taking him above any of the guys I put in good or superstar, obviously. Joey Votto. Oh, where does Votto go? I think Votto just goes in average too. And maybe now I'm starting to think that I'm a little too harsh and that there's so many average first basemen. But I really do think he's just average right now. He's not the same Joey Votto he once was. He's not this MVP player. He still has a great eye, still has great discipline, gets on base, but the power is almost gone. And he's not even anything for average anymore. No average doesn't matter, but he just doesn't bring anything to the table. Joey Votto's average now. Jared Walsh. Jared Walsh is really good, boys. Jared Walsh is really, really good. And I might do something crazy here. I'm putting Jared Walsh in the all-star category. Jared Walsh, in the sample size that he has, granted is small, and I've critiqued people for that in the past, but he is mashing. He's mashing. He hits the ball extremely hard, has good discipline at the plate, doesn't even really strike out that much. Like, he's just genuinely a very good first baseman. Kicked Albert Pujols out of LA. Well, at least out of the Angels. Jared Walsh is really good. Jared Walsh is a guy you got to keep an eye out for. He is going to be one of those offensive powerhouses for the Angels that just gets no help because the pitching stinks. Keston Hiura, I think, goes in the below average category. Oh, man. I'm really holding on to those 80 games, right? I know he can hit better. He might go in trash. I hate to do that. I love Daddy. I love him. I'm gonna put him below average. I'm gonna put him below average. At first base, there's not really many trash guys, honestly, now I think about it. Probably could just get rid of that, not even have it. Because it really does feel like out of all the guys I'm looking at, no one is actually trash. Keston Hiura is probably the worst first baseman on this list, though. He got sent down to the minors. He's not hitting, not a great fielder. He will hit. He's too good not to. But right now, he's not very good. Luke Voigt's an all-star. Luke Voigt is a really good first baseman. He is absolutely mashed with the Yankees since he's got there. Coming over from St. Louis, that dude is a good hitter. Another guy who absolutely mashes is huge for the Yankees. The offense clicks a lot more when he's in that lineup. Defensively, who cares because he hits so well. Luke Voigt turned into the guy the Cardinals thought they had before they grabbed Goldschmidt, and then now he's that player. Like, he's really good. Luke Voigt's solid. Matt Olson. Oh, where's Matt Olson go? Oh, Matt Olson's all-star. Matt Olson's all-star. But then Jose Abreu's got to be all-star, I think. This is so tough. Matt Olson is good. Matt Olson's so sick. But we've never really seen Matt Olson play like really, really, really good for an entire year. Like, I think the best season was like 127 games, and he was sick. He was awesome. Matt Olson's so tough. He's so sick in the field too. Okay, we're making a change here. Jose Abreu has to go an all-star. If Matt Olson, who's been relatively similar offensively as Jose Abreu while he didn't win an MVP and has the better glove, and is just maybe possibly like an actual better player, even though the numbers aren't there yet. God, I hate to do that, but I think I gotta bring Abreu down to all-star if I'm gonna put Olson in all-star. I think these two guys are in a class of their own right now, and maybe one more guy. So yeah, Matt Olson's sick. He's gonna be a superstar soon. Very, very soon. Probably by the end of this year if he keeps it up. Max Muncy is also an all-star. Again, don't look too much into the rankings inside the tiers. Max Muncy's also an all-star, a guy who's on the precipice of being a superstar all-star first baseman. He is fantastic, absolutely rakes at the plate, has a fantastic eye. Like, the eye is is sick this year. I'm gonna put him towards the top, actually. The eye is elite. I mean, I think he has the best on-base percentage in baseball. He's been fantastic. He's really, really good. Really close to superstar. Really close. Miguel Sano. Where's Miguel Sano go? He's interesting. Miguel Sano goes average. Miguel Sano also goes an average. The fact that he hits for just 0 average and strikes out so much, and basically is a homers only guy, I gotta put him in average right now. He hasn't gotten much better. Nate Lowe, I think also goes an average. There's so many average and all-star and good first basemen. There's very few bad ones. Nate Lowe is a part of that group of guys we're trying to figure out what they really are. And right now, they're all the same. They're all average. Pete Alonso's going into that all-star category. And before the bias comments, let me just read you some numbers and tell you things about Pete Alonso, because people want to talk about how bad his year was in 2020, when in reality, it really wasn't bad at all. Since he's been called up in 2019, here's what his slash line looks like: 250, 348, 542, 890 OPS. That's better than both Abreu and Olsen over the last 2 years. Better than Max Muncy, better than Luke Voit. He's technically 4th in WRC plus among all qualified first basemen. If you want to talk OPS, there's only 2 guys at first base who have a higher OPS than Pete Alonso from 2019. That's Trey Mancini and Freddie Freeman. So as not great as he is defensively, offensively, he's elite. He could arguably go in the superstar category, but I will just pump the brakes a little bit here. I understand he's not this 50 home run hitter that we saw in 2019. That was a crazy season, juice baseballs, but he's really good. Throw some respect on Pete Alonso's name. He's an all-star caliber first baseman. He's one of the best in the game. I'm gonna do something bold here, and I hate it, because Paul Goldschmidt had such a good year last year. I think he's an all-star. Paul Goldschmidt's an all-star too. I hate to do this. I almost put him in good. I almost did. Because he's having a bad year, and he's shown us in the past he can get a little cold, and maybe he's probably getting closer to good now than he really is more as being a legitimate all-star, but I just know how good of a player he is. We know how good he is. Slow start, 40 games. I'm not gonna look too much into it. He's still an all-star caliber first base. Rhys Hoskins goes in the good category. Great eye at the plate, gets on base a ton, has the pop, has the power. I absolutely hate the guy, but I can't deny that he's not a good first base. Take away my personal vendettas for the guy, most teams would want him at first base. It's just that first base is such a loaded position with talent that he goes to the middle of the pack almost because they're just better players, but he's still very solid. I think Ryan Mountcastle is gonna go in the average category for me. Slow start this year. I think he's a much better hitter than we're seeing. I think he'll turn it around. You even the two out, he's basically an average offensive guy, average defensive guy. He's an average first baseman. This is Renato Nunez? Renato Nunez? I didn't even know he was playing. Renato Nunez is not good. He's below average. Honestly, he might be in trash tier. Renato Nunez just isn't a solid player. Vlad Jr. I'm doing something bold here. Superstar. Vlad Guerrero Jr. is a superstar first baseman. He lost the weight. He's hitting the ball in the air more. And what do you know? Vlad Jr. is in MVP talks. Vlad Jr. is a superstar. The player that we were waiting for. The #1 overall prospect. Guys hyping him up. This is the player that we were waiting for with Vlad Jr. Superstar. I'm going bold here, but he is a superstar in Major League Baseball. On the field, off the field, everybody cares about him, and he's great. He's sick. 13 homers, 10 doubles, 36 RBIs, a 1089 OPS. It's disgusting. He's sick. He's so good. He's a superstar. That's it. And then for the last one, Yuli Gurriel having a really strong season. Bad year last year. He's been good before. I think Yuli Gurriel is a part of this good category. He's so old. He has to fall off at some point. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it for the full year. If he does, he's probably going in the all-star category, but right now I'm putting him in good. He's having a fantastic year, actually. And what's crazy about Yuli Gurriel is that he's walking. If Yuli Gurriel walks for the entire year, I'm more than happy to put him in all-star, because this is a guy who never walked in his career, and all of a sudden he's become patient at the plate, and it's been sick, but I'm confident with putting him in good. I'm confident putting Yuli Gurriel in good. And this is my tier list for first baseman. Here we go. We got Freddie Freeman, Rizzo, and Vlad Jr. in superstar. All-star Muncy, Abreu, Olsen, Walsh, Voit, Alonso, Goldschmidt, kind of crowded. Good, a lot of great good first basemen. Gurriel, Hosmer, Santana, Belt, Hoskins, a ton of average, and a few below average guys. But that's my tier list for first base. I'd love to know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it, as well as subscribe to the channel if you are new and enjoy the content. Follow me on all my social media, GiraffeNeckMarc, links in the description. And that's where I'm wrapping up today's video. You guys know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video. This is my most recent upload. Click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow for another video. Bye.